they're not rejecting you as a person or a human being or a U.S. citizen or a insurance. They're just maybe you called them at a bad day. Maybe their uncle just died and they found out they have diabetes and they can't afford lunch today. And you're just a whipping boy. Like, I think so many times we struggle with accepting that sometimes somebody else's problem has just been, or challenge has been dumped in your lap. Like, a lot of times building and mentor and management means you're also a psychologist. And I think to myself over some situations that have happened, I'm like, whatever they're angry about, it's not my fault. Something obviously has gone wrong in their life, and I just happen to be the easiest target of that moment. Yeah. And you have to be able to diffuse the fire and not dump gasoline on it. Like, am I going to use water in this situation or gasoline? Because they're angry, and that's not my fault. And even if it was my fault, getting angry isn't going to fix it. And I think sometimes when you're faced with fear about starting in the business, starting in Medicare, starting in building, starting to ask about annuities, starting to do anything that is beyond your comfort zone, and you're afraid of it, this is something that I usually do. I hearken back to whatever the biggest challenge I faced comes to mind. Something that may have been bad, may have been awful, may have been life-altering. Maybe like that psychological scar you're never going to heal from. And I think to myself, well, if I survived that thing, then this thing, obviously I could do this. Like, come on. So I think we have to often remind ourselves, like, I know there's agents that are contracted with us, have what they need, but they're in a job. They're in a 40-hour work week. They don't have the time to sell final expense, really. And they're afraid to kind of like quit and go for it. You've probably survived something far serious than this. You can do this. So I want to challenge people to look back at the things they've done and survived and thrived from because of, and say, if you did that, you can do this.